Okay, so the first card you have for your past is the World. There it is. Can you hear it? Okay, stop now. Okay, I'm not going to say there it is all the way through. Okay, so obviously this is about freedom. It's absolutely beautiful, this card. This woman's kind of floating around in the air, all free. It feels like something's over. It feels like there was some kind of drama, and I think a lot of people are involved in this drama, and it's like it's all over. The drama's over. I can move forward. I think in this drama, it feels like there are a few people in this. Something was blown out of proportion, feelings were hurt, all the usual kind of things you see when there's a big kind of group drama or whatever. I think someone might have even left this group, or maybe they were shunned by the group, nobody wanted them around anymore. And very difficult, lots of hurt, lots of problems. But I think after that settled down, you just felt like, oh, finally it's over. I'm free. I can just move forward. I can live the rest of my life. I'm not caught up in this anymore. I don't have people calling me, talking about this person and that person. I think you still have some of these people around you, not physically, but I think you might still be in contact with some of these people. Okay, so I'm getting this groupthink. I'm seeing groupthink. I don't know if this is family. It feels like sorry, I just banged with the table. It feels like you've grown out of something that a lot of people were thinking in a certain group. And I don't think you separating from them or getting separate opinions or having these ideas, I don't think that was what this drama was about. I think it was a separate thing. But I think you've actually grown out of this group anyway. They have a certain set of opinions. You have another one now. You've completely grown away from them. And look at this woman. She's just like, she's skipping away. It's like, I don't care. I don't care what they think about me. I don't care whether I agree with them or not. And I think that's how you're finally feeling. It's like, I've done with the drama. I've had enough with this. I don't really, I don't really feel the same way as that group. I've really outgrown them. And now that I've decided to completely move on, I'm so much freer. So that's what I'm getting here. Now, I think you still had a lot of people kind of watching you move away, talking about you. I think some other people in this group actually wanted to be free from this as well, but they couldn't quite do that. There's a little bit of entrapment there. Not on purpose. I think they just felt as if, oh, I don't want to get away from this group. I'm just looking at these characters around this woman, and they're kind of looking in at her. So, but yeah, you were free. You were free. You weren't stopping anyone from being free as well. And I think before you broke out of this group or whatever this is, I think you were thinking, oh, this is going to be really difficult. It's going to be really stressful. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. But I think the anticipation was actually a lot more stressful than you actually doing this. I think, oh, you did this and it was like, oh, why didn't I do this sooner? What was I worried about? That's the kind of thing I'm getting around that. But you're totally free now, and you can just move forward, and you're taking the control back. I'm getting that quite clearly as well. Very, very nice. Okay, so the next card you have your past, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, this is really good as well. I'm seeing another kind of a breaking away here as well. So you're breaking away from a few things, or you were. This is about love, obviously, and this knight, he looks a bit like a knight in shining armour, all perfect, like a fairy tale. Usually the real knights in shining armour don't look like this, the classic knight. That's my experience anyway. They're all kind of imperfect. Who wants someone who's perfect anyway? Not me. But anyway, so yeah, I think you were dealing with someone for a long, long time. I think they looked like the perfect person for you. You thought they were, and they weren't quite there for you. Because this knight's kind of not quite going the full, he's not quite going the full down the road enough. I'm not, you know what I mean. He's not doing the full thing that he's supposed to be doing. So they weren't quite there for you. It's like they weren't quite committing, or they weren't quite doing what you wanted. Maybe they were promising things, I don't know, but they couldn't do what you needed to do. Not quite. They're almost there, but not quite. That's what I'm getting. There's a lot of tension here. I think you're quite patient with them, actually. It's interesting that this is under the World card because, okay, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but it's a bit strange. But I'll just tell you what I'm seeing. Now, they weren't there for you properly. They weren't able to be there for you. But I think when you're with this person in that particular time in your life, you felt a lot freer in yourself. You felt quite good about yourself. And I think that's what you feel when you look back on that time. It's like, I can see they weren't the best person for me, but that was a time in my life where I felt really amazing. I felt confident. I felt free. Not because of them. They didn't make you feel confident. But you just felt a lot better in yourself at that time. And I think for a long time when you separated from them, you were thinking, oh, I felt so good about that. I felt really good. And I want them back. I want them back. Because if I get them back, that feeling will come back. But then I think you had this big freedom again, this big kind of separation from that thought process. And you kind of realised, no, it wasn't about them. It was just about how I was at that time. You know, maybe you looked different. Maybe you felt a lot better about your appearance, or, you know, might be something like that. But it wasn't just that. I think that was a part of it, because I'm just looking at this woman again in the World card who's kind of naked and free and all that. So that was a part of it. I think you felt a lot better about yourself for some reason, and it wasn't to do with them. And I think separating them from that feeling is a huge breakthrough for you, and it's a huge move forward for you. So, you know, the thing I want to tell you is if this is resonating with you, you can actually get back to that. You can absolutely get back to how you felt. You know, there's nothing wrong with who you are now, how you are now. But if you want to get yourself back, if you want to get yourself back to that time, you can absolutely do that. You could be your absolute best. Doesn't matter where you are in your life now. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter about anything. You've got the World card here. You've got the world in front of you. So just remember that. And yeah, this is the start of freedom for you. This is the start of you getting yourself back. And realising that is a part of that, or was a part of that. So I really hope that makes sense, because I know this is quite abstract, I think. So is the World Cup. It's all a bit abstract so far. So I hope it does make sense to you. Okay, so the last card you have your past is the horrible old devil. Okay, so I'm not saying this acts as the devil. I'm not saying that. But I'm picking up on them. I'm picking up on this person, this axe. It's a bit strange because I don't think they're really charismatic. That's rain as well. It's raining outside, if you can hear that noise. That's not the candles, and there's a bit of thunder. So we've got thunder, lightning, and we've got the candles making a noise. Okay, interesting reading. And a motorbike. So yeah, it's like they weren't this really charismatic life of the party kind of a person, but they were very, very special to you. They were charismatic for you. They became a different person for you. I hope that makes sense. You know, it's like they were very, very interested in you. If you've ever wondered whether they were truly interested in you, they truly wanted you. They absolutely did. And they did love you as well. I'm getting that. They wanted you. They wanted to be with you. But yeah, this is a bit strange, but I'm seeing this big opening up. And I think it felt to you that when you were with them, you could see the insides of them, if that makes sense. You could see who they truly were on the inside. And they didn't open up to many people, and you felt as if they opened up to you. And I think who they were, or who you thought they were, who you thought they truly were, that's on the inside. That's what you were attracted to. And I'm really feeling this. You knew them in a really special way, and not a lot of people knew them in this way that you did. That's what I'm seeing. And that's a really, really hard thing to let go of. It took you a long time to let go of that. And you know, if you look at this card, you probably don't want to look at this devil, but if you do, and I'll lift it up so you can see everything on this card. So if you look at his legs, they're forming a heart shape. And this heart's sitting on top of this box, and it's a black box, so you can't see what's inside the box. But I think you felt as if you could see what was inside them. You knew what was inside this box. Nobody else did, but you did. You knew what was inside of them. And knowing that, what you knew about them on the inside, that was what had you chained to them. It's like no one else understands them. No one else knows them like I do. They need my help. They need me. You know, this woman has these grapes on her tail, so she's feeding this devil. She wants to help the devil. She wants to help him. And again, I'm not saying they're the devil, but that's how you felt. That's what had you chained to this person. Now, you're free of this. Congratulations if this is resonating with you, because it's really, really difficult to break away from something like that. Very unique situation, complicated situation, very, very special, very unusual connection that you had with this person. That's what I'm seeing. Now, I think now looking back, you can see that they weren't right for you for a lot of different reasons. And you are over them, but I think because they've got this devil energy, I think if they called you tomorrow, let's say, you might still jump up a bit and feel all kinds of things. That's the devil working. That's a bit of that chain that's still there a little bit. But I don't want you to worry about that. That's normal. You've broken away. You've moved on. That's what I'm seeing. And the important thing is you've separated yourself and how you felt at the time you're with them from them, which is what I'm seeing in the Knight of Cups. So I hope that all makes sense to you. It's very complicated, I know. Okay, so the first card you have your presence, the King of Cups. Okay, I'm seeing, this might be about work. It feels like some kind of negotiation. I'm getting a mixture of lots and lots of different feelings here. There's frustration, there's a lot of waiting. I think this negotiation might have been going on for a while, or it's been sitting there for a while. You wanted this to happen. You've been wanting to resolve this for a long time. That's what I'm getting. I think in the beginning of this this negotiation, whatever this is, you're really feeling like, I want to get this done. You're trying to push this. You're trying to get this result. And I think this is between you and someone else. And I think it is around work. Now, I think they're really taking their time. They're really slow. Might be a boss or someone who's ahead of you at work. And they weren't communicating properly, because if you look at this king, he's a bit like a poker face. We don't know what he's thinking. He keeps his emotions to himself. Now, I'm seeing this pushing and pushing and pushing, which is what happened in the beginning. You were pushing this, and then there was a stop. So I think what happened is, I think you just gave up on this. You gave up on trying to work out what was going on, and you just said, no, I'm not going to focus on this anymore. I'm not going to put my energy into this anymore. I'm going to start building myself up. And I think that's what you're doing now. I think if this is about a job, if this is about a promotion or something that was promised to you, or it might be something that's owed to you, you kind of said, no, they promised me this, so I'm going to pursue this. And then nothing happened. So you just said, okay, I'm going to take the focus off that. I'm going to put the focus on myself, which I think is what you're doing now. And so maybe you're doing things like, you're making your resume look a bit better. You might be looking at other opportunities. And I think you are. I think you're really looking. I know this card isn't about money, but I'm seeing savings here as well. Building yourself up, I should say, money-wise. So, if you want to leave, so you're really doing really well for yourself. It's the absolute right thing for you to be doing. Because, if you've got savings, if the worst comes to the worst and you want to leave, you've got the savings, so you can do that. You're setting up your resume, you're setting everything up for yourself. So if an opportunity comes, you can just take it straight away, or you can pursue that straight away. You don't have to fiddle around worrying about that. So you're taking the control back. I'm seeing it here. I'm seeing it in the wild card, the Knight of Cups, everywhere. And, I really love this. It really feels like you've taken the power out of other people's hands. And you're giving it back to yourself, or you're in the process of doing that. So it's really, really beautiful. Apart from this old devil, and that's a past situation anyway. It's looking amazing so far. So yes, putting that aside, we've got the Three of Swords. So yeah, so okay. I don't think this is too bad. I think this is a message. I think this is a message actually for single people. And it's about learning. It's about learning from things that have happened to you in the past, learning from what you've been through, and kind of using that to think about what you want in the future. So it's really not that bad. It's about learning from something. So yeah, if you look at this heart, it's sort of floating around. It's exposed to the weather. It's kind of floating around in the middle of the storm. So the first thing is, don't leave yourself exposed. I know you can do a million things and still have your heart broken, and it doesn't make any difference sometimes. But and I know there are no guarantees as well. But just take the time when you do meet someone next, or if you have already, really take the time to get to know this person properly before you jump in. No matter how they make you feel, even if they make you feel amazing. That's a really big thing that you probably should really look out for next time. Excuse me. And these swords are sort of pointing down toward the ground. So it's like your heart's really searching for the earth. It's like this is your heart, and you're pointing down. You've been heartbroken, but you're really pointing down toward the earth. It's like the arrows are pointing down toward there, because that's where you want to be. You want that stability in love. And you'll find that by taking your time to get to know someone. And don't worry about taking things too slowly. And you might be thinking, if I take things too slowly, I might lose someone in the process. If they're a solid person, and that's what you're looking for, someone solid, someone stable, if they're that person, if they're the person for you, they'll be happy to take their time for you. So don't worry about that. Don't ever worry about that. Rushing things can actually be really counterproductive. So yeah, that's just this little message there. I hope it sits well with someone. I hope that makes sense to someone. And, there's no horrible heartbreak coming up for you. I'm not seeing that in this card at all, so don't worry about that. It's actually quite positive. It's learning from something and kind of moving forward. Okay, so the last card you have here present is the Two of Cups. Yeah, this is the sort of connection you want. Look at this, very deep connection. There's a caduceus in the middle of these two cups. They're connecting very deeply. And sometimes this can be about becoming friends before falling in love. So, yeah, taking your time, getting to know someone, being a friend. That's what I'm getting in this. So that's what you have to look for. And yeah, if you are single, it might take you some time to find the right person, I think. I'm still seeing you thinking a little bit about this ex, and it's not that you're longing for this ex and not that you want them, but I keep on seeing this, you had a really different, very unique connection with them. And when something like that happens, it's quite rare, and sometimes it can have you thinking, oh, that's a once in a lifetime thing. I'm never going to find that again. And, the thing is, you're not going to find that again. You're not going to find exactly the same thing again, because everyone's different. Everyone's unique. So, you might find someone you can connect with deeply in a lot of new ways, in different ways. And you don't want to connect in the same way because they weren't right for you. You do want something new. You do want something different. And, you have the devil here. And to me, the devil is about fear. That's what that means to me. So it's that little voice inside you that kind of stops you from doing things. It stops you from being your full self. It says things like, oh, you'll never find anyone else. They were special. You won't find anyone else like them. Oh, you won't find anyone else. You'll be alone forever. And, oh, you'll never be able to do that. You can't build that business. You can't do this. You can't do that. Give up now. That's what those chains are about. The chains are that voice stopping people from doing things. Do not let that stop you. You can find the right person. You can find whatever you want. Just take your time And, if you ever have doubts about anything at all, remember where they're coming from. Remember, those doubts are the devil. Just say to them, go away, devil. I don't want you. I'm not going to let those chains keep me to you. I can do whatever I want. Don't let that stop you. I really feel as if I have to say that to someone who's kind of looking back. It's really stopping them, because there's so much moving forward. There's so much freedom. There's so much breaking away here. I hate to see someone still being a little bit chained there. Okay, so the first card you have, your future, is the Hierophant. Okay, so I'm getting this work situation again here. Yeah, I'm getting this feeling of you just being very quiet around your workplace, not really saying anything. I think you're just keeping your head down and you're kind of planning things for yourself. You're not letting on to anyone, I don't think. Now, there are a few things that are coming up around your work. I don't know whether they're outside of work things, might be social events or something, because it's coming up to Christmas time, so it might be that. So I don't think you're going to participate in some of these things, especially one of these things. It really just feels to me as if they've lost your loyalty, actually. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're doing your work, you're doing everything you have to do. But I think anything extra, anything that you don't have to do, you're just not going to do it, because loyalty goes both ways. And I think that's how you're feeling. That's what I'm getting around this. And I keep on seeing this. Yeah, I keep on seeing this thing that you were promised and, it wasn't delivered. So they're not treating you in the way they expect you to treat them. So sometimes this card can be about learning, training or studying. And yeah, I'm actually seeing some studying coming up for you, and I think it's probably going to come with a new opportunity, a new work opportunity. It feels like you're going to have to train or to study first before you actually take this up. But I think the training or the studying comes with this opportunity. So they might say, okay, you can have this job. It might be something, okay, we've got this job. You're perfect for this job. We just need you to do this little bit of studying or training first. It's something like that. Now, if you look at this card, there are two golden keys in front of this Hierophant. So what this is telling me is that to get up to a certain level, to be able to do this job or whatever this is, you're going to have to learn first. And that's what's going to unlock this opportunity. Now, these are golden keys. They're valuable. So this is going to be a golden opportunity. This is going to unlock more money for you if you do this new thing, this new job. So watch out for this opportunity that comes with training or studying. Really watch out for that. If you come across that, that's the thing for you. Do that. Snap that up. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so the next card you have, your future, is the King of Wands. Okay, so this is really interesting. If you are looking for work, which I think you are, you're really looking, if that resonates with you, I'm actually seeing more than one opportunity coming at the same time. I'm seeing two things that are coming at the same time, and you're going to have to you'll be thinking about, oh, what will I do? What will I do? Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at these two cards together. There's an obvious link between the two, so I'll talk about the two of them together. So yeah, there are two opportunities coming at the same time, and I think that's why I'm getting this message about this studying. It's like the one with the studying, pick the one with the studying. That's the good one. That's what you should be doing. That's what I keep on getting. So, of course, all choices are up to you, but yeah, with this King of Wands, he looks as if he wants to get up and go, but he's not moving yet. He's just kind of sitting there. He's thinking. And I think that's what you'll be doing. You'll be sitting there looking at these two different opportunities, and you'll just be trying to make a decision between the two. And look at this Queen of Wands. So I'll lift that up as well because I want you to see this really properly. So now, if you look at the left-hand side where her throne is, there are these beautiful golden pyramids just kind of sitting there. And on the other side, there's this sort of really boring looking grey path or whatever that is. So the golden pyramids, they're reflecting the golden keys in the Hierophant. That's your golden opportunity. That's where the positivity is. And look at her. She's holding a sunflower. She's showing you that's where the opportunity is. That's where the positivity is. Make the positive choice.